My name's Ian Rose. I'm a 7th Dan at Micklefield Judo Club, and I'm one of the head coaches.
My name's Paul Horseman. I'm 7th Dan and coach and chairman at Micklefield Judo Club.
I loved Finding Your Feet right from day one, actually. Myself and Paul did a Finding Your Feet course back in 2024, and I loved it. I thought it was a great idea. I could see the benefit for the elder generation that struggled with mobility and getting around and the confidence of it getting up off the floor, after having a fall, or even just picking things up, around the flat or house where they live, and thought it would be a wonderful idea. So back in May, we got a team together of coaches and members of Micklefield Judo Club who also bought into the program, and we started a 6-week Finding Your Feet program or course.
So our course was run in conjunction with Specsavers Hire Wycombe, who very kindly gave us some sponsorship money to help fund the hire of the hall.
And initially uptake was fairly slow, but we ended up having around about 16 participants, most of which stayed for the full 6 weeks. 1 or 2 missed a couple of weeks, and we had a thoroughly great time. We had a load of ladies that were smiling through the whole 6 weeks. We were enjoying ourselves as well. The team even baked cakes and made tea and coffee for before and after the sessions.
They all turned up. They were very sceptical of what they were letting themselves in for. They came in groups of 2 or 3, all sort of looking to comfort each other and support each other. But they ended up being a big bunch of 16 happy family. And they all grew their confidence throughout the course. They were very, very sceptical to start with. And by the end of it, they were more confident. They were interacting with each other, and they were interacting with us as well.
So initially when we were putting the program together and when we were designing what we were going to do on the program, initially we didn't actually really know. We had some ideas from the revalidation coaching event that we went on, but really couldn't put a plan together until we saw the participants. And as coaches, I think we've grown there because actually, when we turn up at a club and we run a judo session, we have a throw or a technique or a groundwork technique or a strangle or an arm lock in our heads that we think, right, we're going to go through that tonight. But we couldn't do that with these participants because we initially didn't know how many of them could walk properly, how many of them could bend their legs and get down on their knees, get down on the mat. We initially didn't know how many people could get back up off their mat. So if we were asking them to, for instance, do a forward roll or even walk across the mat, we didn't know how many people could do that. The program itself went down extremely well. Around about week 5, we asked the ladies what to do moving forward because the announcement that next week is going to be the last week, week 6, and we had really? And we felt a bit sad, to be honest, because we'd got used to doing Finding Your Feet on a Saturday morning. Anyway, all the young ladies have turned around and said that we want to carry this on. And if not every week, can we do it once a month? So after presenting them all their certificates, we decided and agreed with the ladies that we were going to do this once a month on the last Saturday every month. And we were just going to do refresher sessions so they could come along to the local centre where we were running it, meet up with some friends, have a cup of tea or a cup of coffee, go on and do some exercise and do some rolling around on a judo mat, and then come off afterwards and have a bit of cake. I think we've managed to help change some lives and build some confidence when it comes to mobility and getting around and getting back up off the floor and stuff like that. The initial feedback we had seems to suggest that people do feel more confident, and also the initial feedback tends to suggest they enjoyed it as well, because all of them are prepared to carry on and do Finding Your Feet once a month for the future.
So this whole course is about confidence, really, and we know that the participants have gained a lot of confidence, more interaction with each other, more interaction with the floor, in fact. But also, as coaches, we think we've gained a lot as well. We were very, very nervous to start with. We're having a group of elderly people coming up. There's all sorts of issues you had to look at and consider. But at the end of it, it went very, very smoothly, and it was a real joy to be part of.
So as coaches, we had to become very adaptable at designing courses right the way from when we found out what the participants' abilities were. And I think as a coach, that's a really important skill to have. I think one of the other things that we've really sort of found eye-opening here is the amount of fulfillment as coaches and as a team that we got out actually helping people as well. It was really good to see the ladies improving confidence, and one of them even managed to, when she came into the on the first week, couldn't get down and get up off the floor, and by the end of the session, she was jumping down and jumping up and just couldn't stop her. So in my opinion, I think this course has been a great success. Right from when Paul and I both went on the training for it with the BJA, and when we started it in May as well. We had 15 or 16 ladies that turned up that were quite nervous about getting involved, and we had a team of people within the club that were quite nervous about what was going to go on. And at the end of the 6 weeks, we had one big happy family. We at the club fell in love with the Finding Your Feet project and completely understood why it lent itself to judo coaches and judo clubs in particular. Obviously within judo we do a lot of break falls, and a lot of the program was based around rolling around on a judo mat and doing forwards, backwards and sideways break falls. You know, the statistics around the NHS show that falls take quite a large percentage of time to treat, and I think judo is an ideal sport to get involved in this and help out.
The feedback from the course has been really, really good. The team has all been really pleased with the comments of the ladies. Everyone was happy. Everyone wanted to come again.
The team want to carry it on. The participants want to carry it on. And nationally, the BJA want to push this forward as well. As a club, we want to take this forward and really see this, become successful and really help us as a club, us as a team, and the participants as well. So get in contact with us and come and have a go.